first guest of 2021. So,
Hey!
we had to start it off good with you.
Yes, thank you for
But
having
yes,
me.
thank you for being here, for taking the time out your busy schedule, because you be flying. You're booked and busy, seriously. But
Listen,
thank you for taking time out your busy schedule to sit and talk with me. I'm gonna wait a little bit longer, maybe like a minute or so, for a few people to come in. Hey Kwan, y'all, if you have questions, please make sure to drop them in the question box at the bottom. Again, this is Kicking It with Karina, episode 7, featuring the Jeremiah Drummond, worldwide published photographer. Hey Kwan, thank you. I'm excited, y'all. Usually I'm nervous, but I feel good. So thank you.
listen, that's the only way to feel.
I know.
Only way to feel.
Only way to feel. So let's get it. Jeremiah, you bringing all the clout in here. Hey, y'all. Make sure y'all follow me. QL said Jeremiah set them awards up behind him. I'm here for it.
I'm
Absolutely.
dead.
We're going to get
My
all
brother,
that.
my brother always try to comfort me, but hey, it's okay.
Okay, so what I want to do first, Jeremiah, I want to do like an icebreaker, and we're gonna play a game of this or that. Okay, photographer edition. So,
Bet.
are you ready?
I am ready. Let's get
It's
it.
super short. It's short, but it's gonna get us warmed up. Okay, so first, film or digital?
Film.
All right, outdoor or indoor?
Ooh, see, that's a hard one. Um, outdoor. I do outdoor.
Outdoor. Okay, street or studio?
What you mean?
Like, would you rather it be like outside or in the studio? Well, actually, I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I pulled this off Pinterest, so whichever.
Studio. We'll go with studio. We'll go with studio.
Okay, cool. Portrait or landscape?
Portrait.
All right, aerial shots or macro shots?
Macro.
Saturated or desaturated?
See, I love colors, so saturated.
Okay, nature or tech?
Nature.
Candid or posed?
Definitely candid.
Yeah. Presets or freestyle?
As far as editing,
Yeah.
both.
Yeah. Yes. Good.
LA.
Both. All right. Well, I just want to point out, turtleneck gang. I know you just called me and I had on red, but it was a little too revealing for the camera, so I had to throw something else on for you real quick. But yes, y'all, welcome in. QL wants to add. He said LA or ATL.
LA. He's being funny.
Okay. Insider joke for y'all. Okay, cool. All right. So yeah, take us through, your journey and how you got started with photography.
Honestly, I didn't have plans on becoming a photographer. I actually started in this industry with becoming an actor. Like that was my goal, was to become an actor.
What?
And I was going on auditions just about everywhere, and it just didn't work out, So my papa and my mom, they invested to get me a camcorder so I can send auditions in digitally, because it was just going to be too expensive to be going all across to different places, to do auditions. And they got me a camcorder, and I started putting it to work as far as like sending in auditions, and I still wasn't getting booked. But I had this camera, so I was like, I'm gonna have to put it to use. And I started photographing friends and family, and it just grew to what it is today.
Wow. I did not know that. That's pretty dope. But that's crazy because, you set out to do one thing and then you have this camera and now you're a whole worldwide published photographer.
Listen, completely different direction. Completely different.
Wow. God is good, honey. He know what he be doing. Okay. So I think, it takes a lot of guts and courage to really put yourself out there and put your, your content and your photos out there. Talk about the moment you realized that photography is something you wanted to take like on full time and manage.
Right. That moment actually didn't hit until like last year. Yeah.
Jeremiah, you're full of surprises. Cause what?
Listen, and I promise you, I am not joking. I am not like playing around. Like I legit didn't start really taking this full time, thinking of it as far as like a career lifetime until like last year. Now, I always knew that I wanted to do photography, but I always thought of it as a backup plan. It wasn't until I talked to some good friends and some people that has been helping me as far as like navigating this industry that told me that I really should take this serious and that I really have the potential and I have the talents to really do this full time. And I trusted myself, I trusted God, and it just led me to be full time. And I think COVID played a major part in that too.
Yeah. So was there like a certain photo shoot where you were like, yeah, I mean, outside of your friends, you know, telling you you should really take this seriously, was there like a certain photo shoot with someone that you were like, yo, I'm really good. Like, I might need to go ahead and do it, you know?
No, honestly, it wasn't a particular photo shoot. I think it's more so of the reaction of the people that I shoot, you know?
Okay.
Because pretty much like when I shoot, I treat everyone about the same. You know, I go into it with the same attitude. I go into it with the same mindset. But the reactions is what like gets me like the energy to continue going and the energy to like hey, I probably did kill that. You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
But,
That's how it is. Okay. I'm sorry.
No, you get it.
But yeah, that is really dope. I love that. Okay. So we are, you know, when you put yourself out there, you take that leap of faith and you kind of just go for it. We don't know everything going into, especially like entrepreneurship. You have, you know, this photography business. We don't know everything. So kind of talk about those trial and error moments that you kind of endured on and maybe that you are still, you know, because I feel like everything is a learning process.
You know, that's a that's a deep question. But honestly, you know, this has been a major journey, and I think the main thing that I lacked going into this industry, first coming out, is not having the guidance that I necessarily needed. I've had some amazing mentors and business partners, but the main thing that I lacked was experience, you know, and really knowing how to navigate different conversations, navigate different ways of pricing, you know, all of that type of stuff really matters. And I lacked that going in, you know, I can honestly say that I lacked professionalism, you know, to a certain degree. And over the years, and thankfully with my clients, I've been able to build to where I'm confident in my work, I'm confident in the way I handle business, but it hasn't always been that way, you know?
Yeah.
And that has been one of the biggest trials that I've had to overcome as a young professional.
Yeah, I think that happens to a lot of people. We go in, don't really know much. Sorry, look at these comments.
I know, right?
Don't really know much, but it's really the journey and the process that teaches us everything.
Yeah. Like it was just immaturity, you know,
Yeah.
in a lot of areas. But I think as I'm getting older, I realize that it's a direct reflection on what you're going into, what you have going on in your personal life, also reflect in your business life.
Yes.
It's so crazy, but they are a complete reflection. And now that I've just been able to do self work, I've been able to do stuff like my wildest dreams as far as like professionalism goes.
Yeah, so we're gonna get into that. You mentioned COVID earlier, so like with you going back and forth, you're traveling, you're in rooms with so many iconic like public figures that it's so wild to see. I mean, Spartanburg native, you're right here from the upstate, so it's really amazing to see. But like, how has that affected, or how has COVID at least affected that journey? Like, how has the experience been?
You want to know something funny? So around this time last year, I was in the process of quitting photography. I was quitting photography. I was planning on like quitting completely. I had got me a job at Spectrum. I was working at Spectrum around this time last year. I was working at a call center, and I was still taking pictures, but it wasn't like as serious as it is now. And I was talking to my good friend Sammy, who does a lot of marketing, and he's been on a lot of boards as far as like magazines and a whole lot of other stuff. And we were talking, and he was like, quit your job. And I was like, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
We moving too quick. I was like, I don't know about that. he said, quit your job and pursue this full time. He said, and you will see within the next couple months what I see. And I was like, Lord. And then like I was hesitant for a week. I was like, I'm gonna stay here for another week, just see how it goes. And to be honest, I was over that job. I know I didn't want to be there for real
Yeah.
anyway. Like I really didn't. But I quit. He gave me some advice as far as marketing, and I did it, and yeah.
Here we are. Yes. And who is this? Styled by DLM. He said that's a real friend. And is. It's very, very important. It's very important to have people to pour into you. Like that's basically what he did. And I'm glad you took his advice, because I'm ready to see what other rooms we're gonna be in.
My friends know the journey. Like a lot of my friends are on here. They know how many times I've quit it. Like I've quit so many times, it's ridiculous. But this has been the time that I've really like believed in myself. I believed in my craft, and I actually see, my potential. Because I think that was the hardest thing. Like to have other people tell you have potential, to have other people say, "Hey, I see you doing this. I see you doing that." But it doesn't mean anything if you don't believe it.
Yeah.
It really doesn't.
Yeah, that's a fact. That is a fact, honey. Yeah. Okay, so talk about, what does photography do for you? Like, you have like writers and authors and maybe musicians and artists. They might say like their talent and gifts is like an outlet for them. Writers and authors might say it's a what's the word? They might say it's like a therapy thing, like journaling,
right.
So what does like photography do for you personally? Like what is it? How does it fill you up?
Listen, it's very therapeutic. It didn't used to be, but now it is. Like I can be in the worst mood. I can even not even want to shoot, but after the shoot, I feel so good. Like it's like a natural high, and I love it. Like I absolutely love it. And this is no matter what the shoot is. And people know that when I don't eat, I get super moody.
Yeah, don't we all?
Even if I don't eat before a shoot and after a shoot, I'm in good moods. That should tell you that I really enjoy it. So yeah.
Yes, and my friend DJ in Orlando, she said just like the gym, that's how it is. It's like the times when we really don't want to do it, and then we end up doing it. It really feels the best. Like it feels better than any other time we've done it regularly.
Yeah.
Amazing. So like I said, you travel a lot. How do you find time for yourself? You stay booked and busy. I mean. But how do you find time for yourself? Like self-care is super important. It's Self-Care Sunday. I hope y'all that are watching did some form of self-care. Okay. But how do you, Jeremiah, take care of yourself? Like what does that look like for you?
I'm reading these comments. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
Honestly, I'm still in the process of finding what that looks like. I think now has been this year, and a little bit of last year has been the busiest I've ever been. So it's still relatively new. And I'm still navigating a correct balance to where I can still, after I bounce back from relaxing, I'm able to go into a shoot with full energy,
Yeah.
Because sometimes if you get in those relaxing periods for too long, it's like everything changes when it's time to go back to work. So I'm still in the process of figuring that out. A couple of my hobbies, he says shopping at Coach.
Your friends in here going crazy.
So dead. No. I do enjoy shopping too, but one of the main things that I enjoy outside of like just the normal things is just being with my friends. Like I'm with my friends a lot. I enjoy them. I enjoy watching TV. I enjoy playing pickleball. See, a lot of people don't know that. I love pickleball.
Can you please explain? Because I have never heard of.
You never heard of pickleball? Oh
no.
My gosh!
No.
So it is like a senior sport, though. I can't say that.
Okay.
So a lot of elderly people play it. Okay, they're mostly retired, but it's super fun. It's like a mixture of ping pong, tennis, and racquetball. It's like a sort of all three.
Okay. Well, where does the I want you to explain it to me because
So I play it, yes, with Lori. Lori's my best friend. So I play it at YMCA. And I used to go there
Wow.
every morning, literally every morning before I had classes at school. And I would just play. We will play every morning. Yep.
Is a funny name. Well,
Listen,
okay.
I'm gonna send you videos. This is a serious sport. Like it's not to be taken lightly.
Well, put me on. Send me some
It's
videos.
serious.
I would like to see. But next, I want to talk about just the success, right? So your work is featured on the cover of She magazine more than once. KJ Smith being one. I believe the other one was Garcelle. Um, so just talk about the feeling of having your work, just being recognized. You're on the cover of She magazine, which is a pretty well known magazine. It's
Yeah,
popular. So
it's
what's that feel
still
like?
I'm still trying to soak it in, honestly. Um, I've been in such like go mode lately that I haven't really had time to slow down and take in
Hmm.
all of the accomplishments that has happened over the past 6 months. Um, but it's beautiful, when I first even got the announcement that I would be doing that, like I was floored. I was like, oh
Yeah,
Lord. And things still floor me. Like I still be
yeah,
like, wow, I can't believe that even happened. Like it'll probably come like a week later, but I just be like, dang.
yeah,
And usually like with any like big or good news, like I text my friends immediately. And I'm
yeah.
like, yo, look at this. Yeah, but yeah, it was an amazing feeling, and I'm super thankful. I've been working with Sheen um for like 4 years, 4 or 5 years. That was
Hmm.
a good connection that my brother put me on through, and I've been with them, working with them for the past 4 or 5 years, and we've been able to create some great work.
Good. Yes, I love it. So being that you photographed KJ Smith, she's on the cover of She magazine. You have also taken photos for Niecy Nash. I believe you work with Kerry Hilson, DC Young Fly. So what is it like to be in those rooms of people who are at such a high caliber?
Right,
Like, what is that
they're
experience like? I
It's
know.
just it's just they're regular people.
Yeah.
I try to emphasize that as much as I can. Like they're just like any of my other clients. I appreciate them and their influence, but they're just like everyone else. They're super awesome. They're super welcoming. I don't think I've ever had a bad experience with any influencer to where it's been like, oh my gosh, they're a diva.
Yeah.
But all of the people that I've worked with have been super awesome, super welcoming, and they're super fun to be around.
Yeah. So okay. So I know you said earlier, like photography wasn't like your first thought, like, oh, I want to do this. It kind of just fell in your lap. So like now that you are a worldwide published photographer, was that like a goal that was set for you, or was it like, you kind of had your exposure, then you had you taking pictures with Niecy Nash, and then it just kind of that just kind of put your work out there even more, so more people started contacting you, or was it like an actual goal? Does that make sense?
Yeah. So it wasn't sought out. It wasn't planned.
Uh-huh.
All of this stuff has come naturally, and I think I appreciate that more. I love natural connections, whether that be with friendships, industry. I've met some amazing people throughout this industry. Some of them are behind the scenes, so some of them you probably won't never see, but they do
Yeah.
amazing work. And I don't even know what to say. Like it's just been awesome.
Yeah. Great. That's good. That's really good. I'm glad you haven't come across no one that's you know
Right.
um
My friend Terrell is even in here. What's up, Terrell?
Hey,
Melissa,
Terrell.
everyone. But
Hey.
yeah.
That's good. So what advice would you have for someone who wants to take like photography seriously and go full time with it?
So I
Maybe.
just I just said this the other day. Um, and I think this applies to just about any career all across the board.
Mm-hmm.
Um, don't rush the process. Like take your time. What is meant for you is going to happen. Like you
Yeah.
don't have to rush it. You don't have to force yourself into doors. You don't have to do any of that because what is meant for you and what God has for you is going to come. Like you don't have to rush your journey or your purpose. And I feel like a lot of people get in the mindset of that and they feel like they're running out of time.
Mm.
And there's no such thing. Of course, time is the most valuable thing, but it's also in God's eyes, it's just like it's infinite. Like it's
Yeah.
forever. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
So
That's a really good point, because I think a lot of times, including myself, I've tried to rush the process, not even realizing that in the process, like, there's beauty in the struggle, right? The obstacles we go through, what we experience, it's all there to teach us a lesson, to take us to the
listen.
next level, to get to the final destination of our career or whatever it may be. Um, so that's a really good point. But if you come here to LA and not tell me, Lord have mercy,
Real. I'm
they
going to
coming
let you know
in.
next time, brother. I'm sorry. But yeah, like yeah, I would definitely say just slow down and think, because what you realize, you fall the hardest when you rush. You really do.
Hmm.
If you take your time and appreciate the process, I've had opportunities that I've even had to like be like, hold up, let's pause it. I'm not
Hmm.
ready. And it's okay to do that. You know, it's okay to say that you're not ready for something. Now, I'm not saying don't push yourself, don't work towards your goals. I feel like
Right.
you should do that every day. You should set something new. But there comes a time where you don't need to overload yourself. And there's been plenty of times that I have,
Uh-huh.
and I've hated it after, you know.
Mm.
Um, so that's something that I would definitely tell anybody that is coming into this particular industry or any industry altogether.
Yeah. Who are some people you would love to like take pictures for?
Ooh, okay, okay. Name drop. I'm just kidding.
Name drop.
So, a lot of the people that I would love to shoot, most of them, you know, they're probably not on the biggest of scales.
Hmm.
These are people that I either watch or people that I listen to, pretty often. But Portia Williams is
Oh, I love Portia.
top of my list. Everybody know I love Portia. I love Giveon. Um,
Oh, honey, listen,
listen, still your
I'm in
best.
I'm in the trunk. If you I'm in the trunk, please. I will just, if you need me to just brush your hair, I'm gonna be there. Okay?
Listen, I want to shoot Giveon. I love his music.
Yeah.
Um, it's a lot of people. It's literally a ton of people, and these are people that I listen to. I think I just said Samo. I just made the connection with Samo the
Okay.
other night, and we are in the process of planning something. So I'm super excited about that.
Good.
Um, Jay Howell, that's also in the works. He's an awesome guy in Atlanta. He's an amazing musician. And yeah, you know, it changes. Jasmine Sullivan is also awesome. I love her
Oh
new
yes, Lord. Need
album.
Jasmine. Oh, her
But yeah,
album
it's a
is
ton of
amazing.
people. It's a
Yeah.
ton of people. But you know, I'm just excited for every opportunity I get, honestly.
Yeah, definitely. So tell us who inspires you. Who inspires your work? Is it regular people? Are there other photographers that you may look up to? Your
Most
friends?
definitely. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So it's all together. It's a melting pot of all of it.
Mm.
Even when I was first coming out in this industry, I was taken under the wing of a photographer by the name of Lee Smith. He's pretty well known in this area, Spartanburg, Greenville area, South Carolina. He took me under his wing. I trained under him for a good 2 to 3 years, and he helped me with just knowing all of the potential that's in this industry. Because,
Yeah.
mind you, coming in here, I didn't know anything, nothing, like at all. I didn't even know nothing about fashion shows, because this stuff is very foreign from where
Yeah.
I'm from. So, like, I didn't know any of this stuff existed. So, plays, films, all of that stuff was introduced through him. And from there, you know, I've been able to collaborate and work with a lot of different people that just seen potential in me, you know, whether that be managers, publicists,
Mhm.
it just goes all across the board. But there's a lot of photographers' work that I look at, event planners. Like I take it more than just the actual image. I'm like, okay, what all went into this image? The makeup artist,
Right.
the set
Yeah.
designer, the event planner, if it's like event photos, like all
Mhm.
of that stuff made that image, you know.
Right.
So it's a lot of people that I actually look at for influence,
Mm.
and yeah, yeah.
We do have a question right here in this question box, so let's see what this is.
Okay.
Kind of already answered these. but we didn't really get too particular. So who is your dream client to work with? You did name a few, but if it just had to be one or two, who would they be?
So Darren, this is Darren, by the way.
Hey,
He
Darren.
is an amazing stylist. He styled all of my creative photo shoots.
Okay.
He already knows the answer to this, so I don't know why I didn't even bother.
Why do I keep playing with you?
Exactly. But I already said it's Portia Williams.
Portia, yes. Okay, got you. So what is next for Jeremiah? What's next?
Next for me is planning out, what exactly I want, right now, everything is new, everything is hot. A lot of people want to work with me or vice versa. But I think now it's time to actually think and come up with a plan on what the next 10 years, what the next 15 years look like. Think of it from more so of me as a brand rather than a guy taking pictures, So what is next for me is it's still being decided, but it will still come and look more apparent over the next couple months, because I am working with people that are helping me with that.
Yes. Well, if we have any more questions, y'all, please drop them real quick.
Drop the questions.
But while we wait on questions, I do want to trickle back. So, I know you said acting was something you wanted to do. So, like, is that still something you want to do? Like, are you hoping to still get out there? Or is it something that's kind of like died down and photography is like your thing?
I don't know. I'm actually, you know what? I'm not gonna lie. So it is something I still want to do. It is, but at the same time, I'm not gonna lie. I am super nervous because it's been so long, And being as though that was my first passion, I'm not even sure if it still is. Because there's like a little desire for it. Like it's like here.
Yeah.
But I feel like I can really, my best friend, she's talking about we love a multi-talented king. But I do think it's something that I would start to tap in later this year or potentially next year. I've thought about, moving into areas to where I can do film and still, run my company.
Yeah. Would you ever try video or film? Well, that's kind of what you're doing.
Yeah.
So someone asked, I kind of already asked this too, but it is a little more specific. The next 2 years, where do you see yourself next 2 years?
I don't know.
It's just gonna happen. Like I think, yeah. It'll just.
Okay, I can tell you where I don't see myself.
Okay, that's good.
So I don't see myself in the area that I'm in now, which is Spartanburg, Greenville, South Carolina. I see myself in a bigger city. I can definitely see bigger city living. And I try not to jinx it too much because, like once you start and God may have more for you, you get what I'm saying? And you don't limit it yourself into those 2 years and you just don't know, how wide the vision that God has. So I try not to really put in detail as far as my long-term and short-term goals.
Yes. Well, I think that's all for the questions. Jeremiah, thank you for coming on with me. I had such a great time.
This was awesome.
Thank you. Go ahead and plug yourself real quick.
Okay, so you can find me on all social media platforms at Jeremiah Drummond. And all my work is there on my pages. Well, for the most part, like I take off a lot of work and then I put it back on. Yeah. But for the most part, you can see, thank you, Melissa. You can see a lot of my work on my page. And that's Jeremiah Drummond.
Yes, y'all, please book him. I'm coming back. Okay.
Listen, we miss you.
I need some updated stuff. I get bored really easily. So I love the pictures I have now, but I'm ready to like,
Yeah.
let's get back in
It's
front of the camera
time. It's
and take some
time.
more. So y'all, yes, please book him. Everything is in his bio. His work is on his page, and you ain't got to look because I tell you it's good. Okay. Jeremiah, thank you again. I hope you have a great night. Happy Valentine's Day. And
Happy B-Day.
yes.
Listen, you have a Valentine?
No, I don't actually. I'm my
We're
Valentine.
gonna work on that. We're gonna work on that.
And is. But in the meantime, I listen, y'all. It's okay to be single. Self-love is really the best love.
Listen, it
Get
is.
into it.
It is. It is.
Thank you, Jeremiah. You have a good night, okay? Thank y'all
You
for
as well.
tuning in. Bye.